Hey guys, happy Thursday. Today we are going to do a quick lesson on tone. So this is part of our standard RL.5.4, but a lot of times we really focus on the vocabulary and definitions part of RL4, but today I really want to focus on the vocabulary that goes with the tone. The standard is really to be able to recognize specific word choices that contribute to meaning and tone, as well as determining the meanings of words and phrases. So let's talk about what tone is. So tone is the writer's or speaker's attitude toward a subject, character, or audience. So the tone of the story is kind of like the attitude of the story, and it is conveyed through the author's choice of words, detail, imagery, and language. Remember, we talked about imagery some last week. My animals are very needy this week, apparently. So, we had a couple different tones in this book, especially depending on what was happening in the story at the time. So, let's talk about this one, intense. At what time of the story, what point was the tone like an intense tone? Probably when the shark attacks were happening, right? Like in the very beginning, that first chapter. But there was no way. But now Chet could see it coming toward him. The gigantic shark, bigger than Chet himself, the black eyes staring up through the water. Killer eyes. Chet dove toward the shore, pounding through the water, kicking with all his might. His feet touched the bottom. He was running now, looking over his shoulder. The shark was right behind him, its huge jaws wide open, its white dagger teeth gleaming in its blood-red mouth. So that's very intense. Goodness gracious. Kitty, you gotta go away. Okay. That was very intense. And another part of the shark attack later in the story, like when we really learn about it, not just the flashback of it. Well, actually, technically the rest of the book was the flashback, but and when he jumps in to save Sid, that's also pretty intense. And it's also kind of what? Scary. Yep. Well, at least I thought it was a little scary when Sid was about to get attacked and Chet was getting bitten by the shark. That was a little scary, gruesome. So at that point in that was kind of the attitude that we were getting from the book. Another thing is it's excited. Did you hear an excited tone in my voice when I was reading? Yeah, at a lot of points, especially like when they were playing the prank on each other, or when they were reading the newspaper articles. Excited doesn't always have to be like, oh, I'm excited to go to this place, or I'm excited for this party. Excitement can just kind of be a feeling, like when you get amped up. It's like, ooh. So I definitely think the tone was excited at some times. And then this word right here, solemn. This is probably a new word for you. So this word right here is kind of like sad, maybe not sad, but kind of like down. Let's see what Google says. Not cheerful or smiling. So when in the book were things not cheerful? What do you think? Yeah, when Chet played the prank on the boys and things were not exciting then. Because at the end, where is it? I had it saved and then I lost it. At the end of that chapter when he plays the prank on the boys, It says, his prank had worked better than he could have imagined, but it was all wrong. And here he was, covered with stinking mud, all alone. So that to me has like just kind of a down vibe and tone. It's very solemn. It's not cheerful. It's not happy. Chet feels alone. He's worried that his friends are mad. Well, his friends are mad. He's worried because of that. And everything went all wrong. So that is very solemn. Okay, new word for your vocab. A lot of times or not a lot of times, all the time, the tone will help us figure out how to read something out loud, and that'll help with your fluency. So depending on the words, like when I just read, but it was all wrong. And here he was, covered with stinking mud, all alone. I read that slower. I read it with a lower voice. I didn't read it quick and exciting like when I was reading the shark attacks. So the tone that the author is using tells you how to read something out loud, and that helps you with your fluency, your expression. It tells you how to read it. Okay? All right. So we have one more day of working on our book, and then we are going to move on. I guess I will see you tomorrow. Bye.